All right, guys, we got a good show for you today. We have Jerry Garner. He is a defensive end for Mississippi Valley State. Thanks for coming on, man.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, so I've had a bunch of FCS All-American, preseason like you. The big thing they've been telling me about is there's really like hard to find like a rhythm in the season. Do you feel like you had that?
Talking about for this season,
Yeah,
it was kind of tough trying to find a rhythm with all the pauses and stuff because of COVID. But about the second or third game, I started to kind of get myself catch my wind and get into my groove. I wish the season would have been longer, but yeah, I understand what they're saying.
yeah. You guys played 4 of 6 games. How's that like day-to-day routine of like thinking about, hey, I might have a game this week, or hey, I might not. How'd you deal with that?
I just try to, keep the mindset of staying ready
Hmm.
because if you're not ready, you ain't gonna be ready when it comes. So I just try to stay ready each and every day. Go out to practice hard, whether it's a game or not coming this week.
Yeah. How'd you feel your season went for you personally?
Personally, I didn't think it was my best.
Hmm.
Coming off of that long break that
Yeah.
we had, I didn't think it was my best season, but it was all right. It was all right due to all the circumstances.
Yeah. Fortunate to even play, get some games in, keep going,
Right.
with you guys, you're going to have a full schedule next year. It looks like it, what are you trying to work on the off season, to maybe find that next level, and maintain that?
Definitely my speed and handwork.
Hmm.
Rushing the passer. I feel like that's gonna get me to that next level. I feel like I'm a good run stopper,
Hmm.
but definitely my pass rush.
Yeah. You know, what do you like focus on as a defensive end? Like if you told like a high school kid right now who's looking, get up to, Division 1 level, what would you tell them to work on right now?
Right now, I tell them to work on hand placement, technique work, hand work, footwork,
Yeah.
and just being relentless.
Hmm.
A lot of you can get to that next level just off hustle. If you hustle every play,
Yeah.
but some don't have that mindset. But definitely, like just go hard every play.
Yeah. You know, you went to Mississippi Valley State, the SWAC is probably one of the best, if not the best FCS, conference to play in. At the time, what made that the school for you?
Man, coming out of high school, I played only 1 year linebacker. It was my first year, and I really didn't have a lot of offers. I had like D2, D3. And Valley was the school that was showing the most love. I was a preferred walk on, so I came here, walked on. I really didn't know much about the swag.
Yeah.
Didn't know much about Mississippi Valley State University,
Yeah.
but God has he has a plan for all of us, and I ended up here for a reason, and I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, I've seen the work. I've looked at some of the huddles, and man, the consistent improvement you have every year, man, it's insane. Growing up, I'm like a football nerd, so people
Yeah.
like Elvin Betha, Richard Dent. I don't know if you know them. They're all Hall of
Who?
Famers. Elvin Betha, Richard Dent, they were Hall of Famers from the SWAC. Jerry Rice went to your
Okay.
school. Do those type of like Hall of Fame players that come out of schools like where you go, do they like inspire you to keep working every day?
Definitely, it give me motivation. I want to follow in their steps and be that guy to show, the younger generation that you can make it from the sweat. You don't have to go to the big FBS schools and all that to make it. So it definitely is inspiration.
Yeah. The NFL draft's coming up, so I asked a few players I've got to talk to this week. Do you ever think about that in the back of your mind? And is that like every day when you're going in the gym, are you working with that consistent goal right now? Or is it more like, hey, I got a season in the fall to work on?
That, yeah, it's always in the back of my mind because I know that's the goal I'm trying to reach. So yeah, every day I'm thinking about those circumstances, my family,
Mhm.
this my school, representing my school in the season coming up. But definitely the draft is always in the back of my mind because that's been a dream since I was young.
Yeah. Are you a big football guy? Do you watch a lot outside of like your team? You might not be able to answer this, but is there anyone like in the draft class this year you think people are sleeping on? Or
Uh, I'll probably say Kadarius Tony from Florida.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had the guy from Whitewater, the O lineman. I think, D3 school, someone, they're not giving him as much love, he's coming from a smaller school.
yeah.
That man's a mean guy when you watch the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you could learn from like it could be current or former player or be coached by them, who would it be?
You said what?
If you could be coached by a current or former player or had some time with them, who would it be?
Definitely Cameron Jordan or Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Aaron Donald, one of the best to play, and Cameron Jordan's been a legend for the Saints forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In your football career, who's been like the biggest influence in your life?
So far, I say my father. He come to every game. You know, he give me pointers before the game, and he tell me how I play after the game. So definitely my father. Yeah,
Yeah.
he keeps me going.
hmm and you played a few years in college now. What do you think's been the most memorable play of your career?
Uh, really the one that stands out to me, I say Lamar University. It was 2 minutes left in the game. We was up by 3. And it was like a fourth. They was third down. It was third down, third and long. And I ended up getting a sack to force the fourth down on the sticks. And that was a very exciting play for me.
Yeah. So before a game, is there any song you're listening to?
Man, I like to listen to gospel. Probably a lot of people I don't know probably don't do that, but I like to listen to gospel music before I go out on the field.
Yeah,
Ease my mind.
yeah. I listen to a lot of like that. I listen to a lot of Christian music, or I don't know if you know this song. I listen to Kanye and Big Sean. One Man Could Change the World. That's before I
Oh
go.
yeah, I know that song. I know that
I
song.
love that song. Um, you know. So, how do you want people to like remember yourself when your football career is over?
I want them to look at me and say he left it all on the field. He went hard every play. He represented his school. He was loyal to his school. I want them to see that I really was dedicated to the sport, the passion that I have for it.
Yeah. Final couple of questions about, how do you guys feel when like Deion Sanders and, people, I feel like what they're doing for your guys' conference, the HBCU school is something, special. You guys got to play them. What was that like? And what's your take on everything going on in your conference?
Man, it was exciting. It was much needed. Since I've been in the swag, I've been waiting for that moment to really get that exposure. So I feel like Deion has brought a lot of exposure to the swag, and then we need it. A lot of people don't show the swag as much love as we should get.
Yeah.
But so I really appreciate him coming and doing what he does for this conference.
And one thing that's been special is he's bringing in a bunch of like D1 players. I mean, he brought some guys from
All right.
South Carolina. He brought his son over. That was going to be probably a starter down at FAU. Bringing people like that and showing them. And then my final question was like, with the spring season, right? You got a lot more like visibility on ESPN and a national level. How do you guys like feel about that? And what are you telling people right now that like got to watch it and see a little something different?
Man, it's what we've been waiting on, like what we've been waiting for. That's what you work for, that's what you play for. You want that exposure. So it's like everybody was just ready to show what we had, what we could do. So we was excited for it, man. And just any of the people that was watching, I just I appreciate them support.
Yeah, I got to watch a lot of those games, and it really just showed. I mean, there's not really that big difference people make, and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, Jerry, I appreciate you coming on, man. This means a lot.
I appreciate you having me, man.